Hi, I'm Dr. Joe Borio with Chiropassion Consulting with this week's Thot Flash. I'm going to let my son Vito do our intro, so go ahead, Vito.
Okay, so as you heard, we were in a small town called Gardena last week, but we are actually in a different town called
Pescatchee.
And today we were on a fish restaurant. As you can see, the ocean not even near the waves, and as we are standing on a railing,
You're doing great. Why do we do our Thot Flash? Why do I like to do a recording, and so what do we talk about?
because you have to talk about keep your back safe, so you don't want to get subluxated.
And what's it bad? What's a subluxation?
It means when your spine's out of alignment and it's crooked, and the brain can't communicate with your body, but the body can't communicate with your the brain can't communicate with your nervous system, and it causes sickness and disease.
Unbelievable. And we want to talk to people about what? What are we talking to them about on our Thot Flashes?
We usually talk to them about
Books, right? And I brought a couple of books with us today, but we're not gonna jump in on that.
Yeah.
And we talked about with kids and why they need care and why we educate kids. And we talked. Go ahead. I'm sorry. No, go ahead.
The mom and dad need to protect their kids, and the person that you should go to is a chiropractor.
That's right. Absolutely.
And
Right.
everyone needs to go to a chiropractor.
Everybody needs to go. For how long?
For their whole life.
For your whole life. Exactly right. And it keeps us what? What's it do? It keeps your body
Healthy.
Keeps your body healthy. I wanted to talk a little bit about kids in the office today, and that's why, careful up there, buddy, and that's why I wanted you, there's only like a overhang here about 70 feet, so I just don't want to see it fall. That's a good way to get subluxated, huh?
Yeah.
So, about kids. So, one of the things you always want to ask people when they call the office is this appointment for you or your entire family? We've probably heard that. Some of the clients I talk to, some of the people I talk to across the country, what's the big deal with that? But what you're really trying to do is you're planting a seed, you're setting a tempo, you're setting an agenda, you're making an itinerary, you're letting them know that, hey, this isn't just about them, it's about the entire family. When they walk into the office and they fill out paperwork, you always want to ask them about their childbirth. Were they forceps? Were they breech? Were they induced? Were they a twin? Was the mother induced? Were they a large baby? Did the pregnancy progress? Was there trauma? Why? That question is so vital to grow a practice for families and babies and children. Because what it says is, it indicates to them that most likely they've been subluxated since they've been born. And it plants the seed, if not total awareness, that, hey, their kids are home that were born with forceps or vacuum extractor, mom was induced, and the baby was taken through an emergency C-section or what have you, and it indicates to them that most likely their children are subluxated. And those are the great questions that we want to ask. Getting traumas over the period of a few minutes and so forth, don't get me wrong, those are great questions as well, but a more powerful question in growing lifetime family wellness is asking them questions about their childbirth, knowing how many children they have, asking them when you ask that question, were their children born with forceps or was the mother induced or what have you. I mean, you can go that far if you're, the more comfortable you get with that type of dialogue with a patient or a new practice member, the easier it is to ask those questions, the easier it is to put importance in on those questions. You want to have information around the office that has pictures of children and pictures of families and scientific articles on why children need to be adjusted. You want to have a room where children can wait to get their adjustment. A pediatric adjusting bench is phenomenal to have kids adjusted. You'll find that they'll climb on that all the time. I mean, there's so many different ways to bring children and families in. So often we get hung up on new patient, when you forget that all of the people that are coming in have children in their family, they have grandchildren, they have cousins and nieces and and nephews and their own children that can grow an enormous family practice. And I talk about this a lot, but the more individuals of any family that you have coming in, the more likely that person will stay and they're more vested in your practice. So when you go into practices that are high volume, when you go into practices that see families, you're going to see that the same people that were there last year and the year before and the year before that are still there, and you start working on the children of those children, which is what I've had the honor to do after 20 years of practice. A couple of announcements. We are going to be speaking at California at the DCS, Billy DeMoss's office. Brad Glowacki is going to be there. It's going to be absolutely phenomenal. We're going to do practice management, philosophy night. We're going to talk about some great ideas on growing your practice, serving more people, and increasing your certainty. That's going to be on the 17th and 18th. That's the birthday of chiropractic. The following weekend, we're going to be at LaGuardia Airport for a Chiropassion event. It's going to be in New York City. In November, we're going to be in Orlando, Florida. We are going to have a speaker. I forgot to mention, we're going to have a speaker, Matt McCoy from the Journal of Vertebral Subluxation Research. He's going to be speaking in New York at the LaGuardia Airport. We're going to have Tom Culleton in Orlando, who is a neurologist, and is going to talk about functional neurology, subluxation-based, unbelievable stuff. We're going to be in Vegas. CalJam, I'm going to be speaking at CalJam in February 2011. If you haven't signed up for CalJam already, you're making a huge mistake. I think it's $299 early bird special. It's ridiculously inexpensive. You bring your staff, bring other family members. They don't have to be employees or staff members or even other chiropractors. We want to fill that conference hall. Billy DeMoss's vision is to fill that with over 3,000 people in Los Angeles, Orange County. So a lot of exciting stuff coming up. I hope I see you at all those events. Certainly serve more people, serve more families, work on children. Hopefully this helped out today, and I'll talk to you guys next week. Thanks a lot.
My best friend gave